Hello! Welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching Tensei Shitara Slime Datta episode 6. So, last episode, we picked up right where we left off with Rimuru and the dwarves. I can't remember their names. In the Elven Bar. Possibly the greatest place on Earth. uh, they're having a good time. He's drinking the alcohol, but he said that he can't actually taste it. I'm also assuming he can't get drunk because of it, because his body just kind of breaks it all down. Anyway, I can't remember the name of the dude, but the guy that hired the dwarf blacksmith to make those swords was there. He came in and was trying to start some trouble. Started walking up like, "Should you really be here with the deadline for those swords coming up?" And the dude's like, "Oh, I already turned those swords in." Really surprising him, because he had basically made it so that he would fail, and was, well, disappointed, but he couldn't really say that. However, he did try to start trouble with Rimuru by, one, he poured alcohol on him, and he was like, "Well, I shouldn't let my short temper get the best of me and just kind of brush this off because I don't want to get them in trouble." Which he really didn't need to worry about, because they got themselves in trouble, since right after that, the main dwarf dude, whose, again, name I cannot remember, stood up and punched the dude in the face. Then he went and did it again, knocking him out. And then said that he is going to go with Rimuru to help the goblins build, new places and clothing. But first they had to go through a trial. They got arrested, obviously. The guy was an important person, so he got arrested, along with Rimuru and his other accomplices, even though they didn't do anything. They were just kind of there. Let's see. When they got to the trial, the king was there, overseeing the whole thing. And the guy that got beat up showed up with like a bandage on his face. His arm was all in a sling. He just looked like he had got jumped by like 6 people. And they actually paid off their lawyer to basically sell them out and say that they did it, and they should be arrested and thrown in jail with the rest of the scum. And then they weren't even allowed to defend themselves, because they could only talk when they're allowed to. So the judge actually handed them their sentence, saying that the main dwarf, the one that punched the dude, I believe would get 20 years of hard labor. And the rest of them would get 10 years. Before they could close the case, the king started talking directly to the dwarf. Asking him how he's been, because he used to be an officer for his army, and the other guy was like underneath him. He was like his almost like his advisor. Like, he was there with him when he would handle things, but dude was jealous and wanted to be in charge, because he came from like a royal family or a higher up type of family, while the dwarf hadn't. So the king actually asked him if he was interested in coming back. You know, and if he was, and he was going to basically save him, he wouldn't be having to go do the 20 years. He would just join the army again. But he told him that he wasn't interested. He had already had plans for something else. And the king was like, okay. And then exiled him and the other, I think it was 3 dwarves. And I'm assuming Rimuru is in that as well. So they're all exiled from the city. Once everybody left, he spoke with the guy that dude punched, asking him if he had anything to say, which he didn't. Basically, the king knew that he was lying, and was trying to give him the opportunity to tell the truth. Basically, because he's always lying, and has not actually been truthful about much of anything. But since he didn't, he kicked him out of the out of his service. So he lost his job. Basically, the only thing he ever wanted was to work with the king and be useful, but he ruined that himself. Because of his jealousy. But, yeah. So Rimuru got his... I cannot remember the name of the goblin that was in jail. I did not see him leave with them, so I'm assuming he's still in jail. But, Gobta? Was that his name? It'd be funny if that's the only name I remember other than Rimuru. I think it's Gobta. But he was, I'm assuming, still in jail, unless he actually got out before them and left. Guess we'll find out in this one if he actually made it to the forest before them. But let's get into this episode. I'm excited. Alright, so the video is going to be located over here. And the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. Let me move over a bit. Okay. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.